So we're back with part 13. We're going to be working on this guy, and we're fixing him a plaid shirt and some pants and shoes, and we're putting hair on some of them. And also I did some fixing to her skirt a little bit, but I like the pattern that I had on this skirt, on this shirt, and I brought it over here. So I decided to bring something similar to this. I just thought it was pretty, just give some roses in there. So I'll show you how to do that. And I fixed his pants because I didn't like them. So those are the things that we're going to be working on today. And let's pick up a paintbrush and get to painting, y'all. So what we'll be using today is black, turquoise blue, turquoise green, raw umber, dioxidine purple, titanium white, burnt umber, warm gray, and phthalo blue. The paintbrushes we'll be using is a 3/0 liner and a 2/0 liner. Alright, so this is our last and final guy, and here is our rectangle. As you can see, we've got it, just a rectangle, and then we've rounded his shoulders off, and we've brought a V up, and then we're going to do some painting. That's what we're going to do. Alright, I'm going to use my number 3 paintbrush. I've got neutral gray and phthalo blue, and I'm going to see what kind of gray I can get with that. I'm getting a really blue gray, and I might end up having to make it a little darker. Let's see what that color looks like. Yeah, I like that gray. So I'm just going to come along here, and I'm going to start doing the pants. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit more there. It's got a greenish tint to it, even though it's a gray with blue. And I'm going to bring this shirt up to about right along here. So this is our first step of our pants, because I know looking at it I'll probably have to put another coat on it. Now we can bump it out just a little bit. I'm going to bring out just a little bit there. You know, we talked about not keeping it quite so straight, just to make it look like it's got some life about it. And that one just kind of, when I was drawing it, kind of bumped out on my drawing it, so that's okay. Let's just get this filled in. Okay, I'm just smoothing the paint down. I like that. It's a greenish gray color, and which is go good with what I want to do. I am using a turquoise blue on this, and I'm going to paint his shirt with this turquoise blue. So we're going to bring up what we considered part of our oops, got a little paint there, our rectangle. And at that point you're just using, there's our rectangle, but we've got the legs, and now we're making the square for the shirt. And that's how we've done it on all of them. Alright, I'm going to bring this around because I'm rolling with the roundness of the the shoulders there. And then we're just going to round this off and bring it on down to make the arm. And then we'll just bring it to an angle. I'm liking those colors. Again, I'm just bringing that to an angle. And we just come right off the, and then roll that shoulder, bring it down. And then we've come under our arm and brought it down. So there is what our little feller's looking like. Okay. I've got the plaid going on, so I'm going with the plaid again because I like plaid. Alright, we're going to bring this out just a little bit on each side of his neck and then make a straight line. Let me see, there's our collar. I'm going to use a little bit of our burnt umber, and I'm just going to come in and fill in the shoe part. And that's all we're doing. Just make a little rectangle there. And all of this will probably, I'm thinking, is going to have another coat. I'm going to let this dry. Okay, I got this dried. I use my blow dryer. And I'm going to come back in here with another coat, probably on everything. I'm going to start with the shoes and work my way up. We're going to come back in there with the shoes and get some highlight on them. I'm going to bring that over a little bit. Alright, I washed and dried my brush, and I'm going to come back with some of this green colored gray. That's the best way I know to describe it. And just throw a little coat on. Alright, so we got our pants on. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pick up a little more of the blue into that gray, gray-green, and I'm going to try to make a little pocket right here. Same way over here, just start with the line and come around a little bit. It's a little different color, but that I'll pop a little bit more because that's really matches that color. So I'm going to come back with the turquoise blue and put another coat on my shirt. And it's really dark, but the reason I'm doing this is because I do see some spots. It's a little lighter, so I just want to make sure I get it pretty good. That just needs to dry. Alright, so this is turquoise blue. I'm going to be using turquoise green. I'm going to grab my number 2/0 and I wet it just a little bit, and then I wiped it off just so I can make sure I got it at a point. And I'm going to bring in some of this turquoise green, and we're going to see about making him some lines on his clothes. Same thing we've been doing with the other ones. Just we're making a plaid shirt for him. If you can't tell, I like plaid. Alright, I'm just making my little lines. They're well, they're not too hard to see. I just want to make sure that I get them filled in. Let's go ahead and get a little bit on our collar. Just bring us a few little lines around. Put us a little bit of just something going on there. Alright, then we're going to start from the top and bring ourselves down. And that didn't fill in good, so I'm going to go back in there and make sure that it fills in good with so I've got a good bit of paint on my paintbrush, but I have a very light touch is what I'm doing, because I want to make sure I get this on. And you can see there again, it didn't fill in good. Same thing, just more on my paintbrush so that I can get it. Bring in some of this on his arms. Just bring it down and make another line there. And I'm going to try to wipe this off real good. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to outline his shirt with this color. Just so we have different tones going on in there. Okay, let's get his collar. Go ahead and get that collar trimmed. And I'm going to bring that around like that, and then I'm going to go over his arm. Trying to go very lightly. Go with this sleeve. We need to bring in more because it's just not wanting to fill in. Same way here. Just bring it down. Okay. Now we're going to do his plaid this way. Come back with my warm gray, and I'm going to use my number 2. It's washed and cleaned and ready to go. And I'm going to come around my pocket here with this just a little bit, just to give this a little highlight. And I may end up coming back in there with the white, but I kind of like that. Alright, I'm going to go around his collar. I'm just doing some little touches, and I'm using the gonna stay off the other line and just come in there with it with this warm gray, which is like a it's not like a tan. And then we'll just come in here, another little line of this, and I'm just coming between the two of the turquoise green. let's just come back over here. And I've just got a little bit of that, some of the wet paint too. So it's showing me some green in there, which I, a different color green. Alright, I'm going to bring in just a little bit of black. I'm actually bring in a belt. And I'm just using my number 2 brush, because it was what I had in my hand. You can make it a thin belt, you can make it a thick belt. I'm just coming around these pockets a little bit more, just to give it a little more something. Alright, I'm going to pick up that, with my number 2, I'm going to pick up the gray blue that I made, and I'm going to give him some belt loops. Alright, I've got some white, and I'm going to use my number 2 brush, and I'm going to pick up just a little bit of white, and I'm going to come along here on under his shoes and put some highlight. Okay, let's go ahead and do our other shoe. Whoops, I got a little dark there, didn't I? Let's go ahead and make this one a little darker then. Okay, so that way there's a little division there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put some around his pockets. And I'm going to put some on his belt, right beside his belt loops, to make those belt loops pop out a little bit more. I'm going to wipe my brush off, not wash it off, because I got some of that black. And I'm going to come in and put a little shadow in here. You see, it's just kind of smeared it out a little bit, so that's got to dry, I think. Yep, because I'm making a mess there. I may have to come back and fix that with my paints. Let's see. Let's bring in some more. Actually, let's grab some of our turquoise blue and bring it in. Yep. I did make a mess, so I'm just going to fix it. Wasn't quite ready for it. Alright, I'm going to bring my turquoise green in and put some of that over it. Got some brown there. How did I get that? Okay. And then we're going to bring in some more of this there we go. Didn't look too bad. I just know I can't put no highlights on there till I get get it fixed. Okay, let's go ahead with some more of this green, and we'll bring a little bit more in here. And we'll bring it over some of that, I brought it over some of that tan too, because I just thought that the tan was a little bit too much. Alright, I'm going to wash my brush, and I'm going to pick up some of that white, and I'm going to bring in some highlights in here. Just rub, I've got too much water on my brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the gray-green blue that I made, and I'm just going to kind of tone it down a little bit. Still need a little bit more white. I wipe my brush off, just picking up a little bit of white, and let that just kind of fade in there. Gives him his let's bring this up a little bit. I'm not liking that white on the shoes. It's just a little bit too much for me, so I'm going to bring that, and I'm just touching up a little bit here and there. Alright, I'm going to bring the brown back. I wiped my brush off, that's all I did. And I'm going to get rid of some of that white. Because I just didn't like that much white. Okay, then pick up. I got a little bit rid of too much right here, so I'm going to just try to come over. There we go. I think. I'm going to pick up a little bit more white, and I'm just going to come right around the shoe, right in here. That's all I'm doing. I like these colors, but I think what I want to do is still bring in a little more white in here. And I'm not bringing in a lot of white, just a little bit. Didn't do as many lines there as I would have done it with the other colors. We'll just do a little bit there. I'm having to pick up my wipe my paintbrush every time I pick up paint. And see, that just gives us a little bit of white that makes it pop a little bit more. Right. I think I want another one across here and across here. Just putting in some different colors. All right, I came back in here with my number 2 brush. I did it off camera because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. But I brought a little bit of the turquoise green in here and just rubbed it a little bit and then wiped it with my finger. And that just gives me a little more shadow in the knee part. So I'm liking that. And I just wanted to show it to you, tell you what I did. So this is the conclusion to part 12. We got him fixed. That's what it's looking like. Thanks for watching, y'all. You take care, and God bless.